Hey everyone, Mark here from Muscle Building Shorts. Well, today I just received through Canada Post my latest order from Kensui Fitness. I ordered a couple of items here. We're going to be talking about one today, and that is the Kensui Duo Belt. So I'm very new to this kind of a weight belt. I'm used to using this kind of a weight belt for loading plates, for doing weighted chin-ups and pull-ups. I don't mind showing you the brand. It's a very good quality weight dipping belt, chin-up belt. Served me well, but I saw this dual belt advertised from Kensui Fitness, a new product, and really it comes in a very small packaging, which is kind of cool. And like I said, I'm not familiar with this type of belt. It's not just only a weight belt, but it's also a back support belt, mid-core support belt. Anyway, as you can see, I'm dressed in street clothes today. I'm just getting over a cold, but don't worry, the next clip you're going to see me putting this product through its paces, and you're going to see that in about 3, 2, 1. Okay, back from my cold, time to put this Kensui Duo belt to the test. So let's first talk about the build quality. So it is a complete soft belt as opposed to some of the regular chinning dipping belts that you might see out there that use the chain. It's usually got a hard backing. This is soft throughout. The stitching all around looks pretty good. It's like what you'd expect from Kensui Fitness. It's pretty quality workmanship. I really like that all the black metal hardware on this is a nice black powder coated. Makes a nice touch compared to the silver. Makes it, in line with the Kensui colors, which is all black, of course. So I'm not familiar with using a dual belt. Like I said, I've used just the one with the chain, and it's just usually for doing weighted chin-ups or weighted dips, that kind of thing. This one here also works for supporting your core. So if you're doing any heavy lifts. Now I'm in my mid-50s. I'm not really looking to set any PRs on deadlifts or squats or anything like that. But I will use it. Like I said, I am in my mid-50s, so having any kind of back support is certainly going to be a plus. Now, one of the things I wanted to make mention here, so they've got the hookups in the front, and they're pretty close together. Now the loops to hold the metal rings, it's it's going horizontally. I just want to show you for a second my other belt. So this belt here that I've been using, again, I'm going to show you the brand. I'm not afraid to show the brand here. Pretty happy with the build quality, except for one thing. So they've got the hookups on the side, and the stitching is vertical. Now, as you can see already, that this is pulling on that vertical stitch. This one is actually the good side. If you take a look at this one here, well, look, the D is not even the right spot. The D is supposed to be like that. But just in working with it, you can see the stitching here. It's not a good thing. It's unfortunate because everything else about this belt is really nice. Now, I want to say something before I put this away, maybe for good. So the chain on these types of belts could be various lengths. Doesn't really matter because the fact that they are linked, you can put your carabiner anywhere you want. So if you find that the rope attachment on the dual belt is too long, which I did find on some exercises, and I've also seen some comments on videos on YouTube stating that the rope is too long, there's other solutions for that, and I'm going to show you that right now. Yeah, so performing dips on parallel bars, obviously the rope's going to be too long, the weight's going to touch. So what you can do is, instead of just looping through once through the center hole or something, you can loop through a second time, then hook that up to the carabiner. Usually that'll be adequate for most situations. And if it's still too long, you can go through the hole a couple of times. If you've got other slots in the weight plate, you can go through that as well. You can really get quite creative in how you're shortening up the rope. But I find the best thing is just to double up the rope entirely. Hook one side on the carabiner there, pinch the rope, send it through the hole. Now you've actually exactly half the length of the rope attachment, and this should be perfect for just about anything. And of course, I need to mention that if you got 1-inch hole plates, you can only fit the rope through. You can't do it with the carabiner. You have to attach the carabiner afterwards. So being able to shorten up that rope by half really comes in handy when you're doing a low-mounted pull-up bar. As you can see, no fear of hitting the ground. So one of the things I discovered that I really like about this belt is that besides having the weight in the front, you can also switch it around to the back. Some people prefer to have the weight on the back for particular exercises, maybe like dips. For instance, if you're doing a tricep dip or you're trying to keep it a tricep dip, you want the weight to be pulling at the back so you can stay vertical, not leaning forward if you had the weight in the front. And having the weight at the back also feels pretty good with pull-ups. So I was curious to see if I could get creative using the dual belt to do some leg exercises. And to my pleasant surprise, I found out it was perfect for doing pendulum sissy squats. This is a great exercise for hitting those quads. And then I thought, can I incorporate my cable system as well? So I actually came up with an exercise. It's called, well, I'm going to call it anyway, a supported hack squat or supported hack cable squat. Another good one for the quads. You know, I could really see myself getting creative with this belt. I wouldn't be surprised if I couldn't put together a good 5 or 6 leg exercise routine using this belt, being quite creative. Of course, trying to be safe at the same time. So you might want to subscribe to this channel and see if I have something like that coming up in a couple weeks. So here's how you put on the belt. There is this metal rectangular ring on one side. You bring the belt around. Got soft Velcro on this side. It's got the hard Velcro on the other. So you flip this through this ring, straighten it out, and then you pull back so that the soft Velcro is meeting up with the hard Velcro. If you need to make an adjustment, you can just quickly pull it off. There we go. We got the loops. And of course, that's where you're going to hook on your rope. Now, I did see in a video by Remy from Kensui Fitness there that other belts that are similar to this, there's usually quite a gap between where the soft Velcro ends and the hard Velcro starts. So there might be like 3, 4, 5 inches in between, which makes making adjustments on the belt maybe not as custom fitting. These are recommended for anyone between a 26-inch waist all the way up to a 40-inch waist. So that should satisfy most lifters. And the whole belt, between the belt, the climber's rope attachment and everything, it has been tested up to about 500 pounds. I don't think most people would ever get up to that kind of a weight, but it's good to know that they've done that kind of testing. So from my research pricing out belts online, I think compared to other belts that have dual function like this, it's pretty much comparable to those prices that I've seen. It is going to be about $20 to $25 more than your typical weight belt with the chain and everything. But I mean, you see how small it comes shipped and stays compact. No reason why you can't keep reusing this bag. The first thing I thought when I pulled this out of the post bag that I got was, wow, this thing is really small and compact. There's absolutely no reason why I couldn't travel with this. I would never think in a million years of taking this with me on vacation. It's big, clunky, it's noisy. This thing here is very compact. Other than the ripping sound of the Velcro when you're adjusting it, it is a pretty quiet belt to use. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. I've only had 1 or 2 workouts with it, and yeah, I advise you to check it out. Kensui Fitness, the Duo Belt.